Thought Leader Lounge, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for your patience as we get organized today. Happy Monday. Hello, hello. Say hello in the comments and chat. I'm Sarah Cannell. I'm your host of Thought Leader Lounge. So excited to be with you today, as we always are, to come together and support, like we do in Thought Leader Academy, coaches, experts, and entrepreneurs to change lives by writing best-selling books, being in-demand speakers, and monetizing your mission. So we're really excited to be together. Hello and welcome. If I hadn't had the opportunity to meet you all, so honored to be your host today for the lounge. And we come together on Mondays in the Thought Leader Lounge to get intentional, to get focused, to get up vibed, so that we can make this the best week of our month so far, our year so far, and that keeps continuing to be true. So who's ready to do some work today? We're going to do a really interesting process. I'm excited about it. I've been looking forward to being with you all. And we're going to do a powerful process that I redid over the weekend because I just wanted to reacquaint myself with it. And I thought we're going to do this in the lounge. And it's going to help you not only create success this week, in this 7 days, but also really maximize your joy and your success in 2024. So in the new year. So who's excited for that? Put me in the comments or chat if that sounds good to you. Maximizing joy and success this week, but bigger picture. We're going to go a little big picture because we're in a series right now on planning for the new year, strategizing for new, manifesting an epic next year. So yeah, maximizing joy and success. Yes. Okay. So that's what we're up to today. This is the final day to be able to join our Action Accelerator, where I'll be coaching live today at 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you still want to join us for Action Accelerator, we'll put the link here. You can still get in. And that is our 21-day power program to take massive action in December so that you go into next year so empowered, so clear, in momentum. While everyone else loses other momentum over the break, you're going to actually be in momentum while still totally enjoying your holidays. So you can, yes, you can join us for the Action Accelerator. Live coaching with me starts at 2:00 Eastern today. And that's it for announcements, because we want to get into it. We want to get into our process that we're going to use to maximize joy and success in the new year. And yeah, Debbie, you're here from Florida. Yeah, do you guys like the trees? I put these up. These are a little winter magic holiday sparkles. I felt like we just needed some holiday sparkle today. So let's take a breath and just withdraw your attention just for now, for just these few minutes we're together, from everything else happening, everything that's been going on today, everything that's coming up later, anything that's pulling at your consciousness. This is your time. So let's let it go and take a breath into the center of your being. Feel the light from the universe, feel the light from the earth, just filling you, rejuvenating you, clearing out thoughts of lack and limitation, just releasing and expanding you into your greatest potential, the quantum you, the unlimited you, the magnetic you. Especially important at this time of year to do this, right? Okay. Everyone will need something to write with or type onto. So let's grab that right now. Grab your journal or a notebook or a fresh screen on your tablet or laptop, notes file on your phone, anywhere where you can write is going to work. Okay. And what we're going to do is build on some of the work we did last week in the Next Level Masterclass. Those of you that were there, so exciting, doing deep, long process. We're going to pull a piece of that that's going to really make a difference in your vision for next year. So what I want you to do is think about 3 of the best moments of this year so far. So you can think of the category first. I'm going to give you an example. And then you're going to journal and start to feel the feelings of the actual best moment within that category. So an example would be, if you just are so thrilled with your health right now, You're just thrilled with your health in 2023. You just feel strong. You feel good. You're moving. You feel energized, vitality. That's the topic. The exact moment would be at some point this year when you really felt that well-being and that vitality and that strength. Maybe you did a particularly challenging workout and you were like, oh my gosh, like 6 months ago, I couldn't even do this. And look at me, like lifting this or dragging this. I don't know what your workout is, right? Or maybe you just had a moment of going to a checkup and just seeing that you've made major improvement in a health statistic, something that was monitored from last year, and you just feel so great about it. Okay. So you're going to think of the topic, and then you're going to think of a specific moment, and you're going to bring yourself into that scene. We'll talk about the neuroscience of why this is useful. Many of you train with me will know. Okay. But let's do that. You're going to look for 3 areas of life and 3 specific moments. So you could do a health one, a money one, a creative artistic one. All right. So let's spend a few minutes doing that right now. You're going to think of the topic and really then journal what was happening in that moment that is emblematic, is the embodiment of why this is a favorite part of your life this year. Ready, set, go. I'm going to do it with you guys. You're just joining us. We are writing down with sensory detail 3 of the best moments of your year. See if you can truly transport yourself into the moment. Feel it, touch it, taste it, smell it, hear it. And breathe deeply as you write. You are taking yourself to 3 of the best moments of this year so far. If you've already got 3, go ahead and just do a rampage of best moments. If there were other highlight moments, other things you've loved about this year, go ahead and just add those to your list. just another minute here to add to your favorite, most wonderful moments of 2023 so far. Okay, beautiful. Now, just go through each one that you listed for those top three, or if you added to your list, and just a really quick note on why. Like, why did that, why was that so wonderful? Was it about connection? You felt free, you felt abundant? Like, just give yourself an answer to why next to each one of your favorite moments of the year. Why was it so wonderful for you? You're doing great. Just roll with it. Just give a guess. If you're not sure, just be like, why do I think this was great for me? Okay. Then type why in the comments or the chat, depending on where you're watching from, just so I know we're ready to move to the next step in the process. Okay, great. Awesome. Now, I want you to think about the categories. When you think about these best moments of your year, is there a theme? Is there either in the moment itself or the why it was wonderful? All right. So I'm going to give you an example. A couple of years ago, I did this exercise in December, and I realized that the two, when I thought about all my best moments, like I wrote down, 15 best moments of the year, and about half of them were being at amazing events, like in-person experiences, conferences, retreats, workshops where I was with awesome other leaders and writers and thought leaders. And I just got really inspired and expanded. It was like being in the room with incredible people. It was like half my moments were based on that. And a lot of those involved travel, which was really fun. I love travel, right? And then the other half were things with my husband and son and our family and our dog, and like just really that deep intimacy and supporting each other and loving on each other and just having connection. And so what really struck me was that all the wonderful things I got to do, those two things were like absolutely far away, basically made up all my favorite moments. And what it solidified for me, maybe this was even like 6-7 years ago, what it solidified for me was I am going to make sure in the coming year that I'm going to prioritize travel to events that had, with awesome people where I was going to learn and grow and get inspired, and my family time. And I probably would have prioritized the family time anyway, but I wouldn't have prioritized like investing in my next, coaching mastermind that would have a couple of events every year. Like I didn't realize like how truly those were the peak experiences, and making sure that that's what I put time, money, resources on the calendar toward. Okay. So that's an example from a number of years ago. This year, this weekend, when I was doing it, I realized that coaching and facilitating, like the incredible thought leaders that I have the gift of working with, many of you are here, on Zoom, and expansive travel were like the majority, along with my, family, because my family is part of that expansive travel. Those were like just absolute, like really big in my peak experiences. So for this coming year, it's like, how I get to coach and serve and then take people, like we're going to Italy on our next thought leader adventures, and just doing those kind of destination retreats and workshops and things are going to be a priority in my year for 2024. So I'm just giving some examples of a couple of my personal ones so that you can see, like, what's your insight from this? Like, are you so far planning on making the absolute priority in your year the things that you wrote down from your best moments? Maybe you already are. Maybe, like me 7 years ago, you go, God, this is even more important than I think, to give myself the gift of these trips and this travel with incredible people, these retreats and workshops. So take a minute and just look at what you wrote and think about, if you want to maximize joy and success in the coming year, what are you going to make the priority based on what gave you the most joy and success this year? Okay, just take a couple minutes and think about that. So just keep exploring, like, or if I were going to prioritize the things that gave me joy and success this year so that I can have more of it in the new year. It's like the 80-20 rule that we worked on last week. But in this case, instead of what are the things that produce the biggest results, we're saying what produced the most joy and fulfillment. And how do we build? Rosalind said hers were all surprises. So how do I plan? Rosalind, that's so exciting. Mine was a surprise that first year. I did it around all the, coaching events and things I went to. So how we plan is then we say, how can I get more of this? What would it look like to prioritize more of the things that brought me joy in 2024? You might spend all week, you guys, on this. This might not be an answer that you come up with during the lounge. This might be a yummy inquiry all week long, saying, if I were to give myself more of the conditions that produce this joy and fulfillment, what would I build into next year? If I was going to take, the 20% of things that gave me the most joy and fulfillment and make those 80% of my priority, what does that look like? It doesn't have to be exact ratios, Rosalind, especially for you, just intuition, right? Like, just, it's like, okay, life, I get more joy.
A lot of them were my reactions that blew my mind.
Okay.
And so it wouldn't be like I would get another surgery like this. But my process during the surgery was amazing, and I won't forget it. But you can't plan. I don't want another surgery to have that reaction.
Right. Well, but you could set an intention then that you are going to be open to surprising things that are like life-changing and transformative. And so you're really going to build in space for spontaneity and the unexpected, right? And just make that an intention. Some of this isn't putting stuff on a calendar, like Rosalind is saying. It's more of a whole like response and experience, we could say, right? So that's what I'd say there.
I could also say what created those amazing responses in me, and then do more of that.
And do more of that. Exactly. Like one of my list for this year is also just like the experiences that created major expansion in my thinking and my mindset. Well, what allowed that to happen was I deep dived into new styles of meditation. I deep dived into automatic, right? Like, what are the ways that I was opening the channel, right? So that's on my list, is like an absolute P1. When I say P1, like priority one. Great question. All right. So really good stuff. I'd love to hear in the comments in the chat, whether you're watching on social or here in the Zoom room. anyone else have a surprise or just want to share? Just write in the chat, like, or in the comments, like what was interesting about this exercise today? How could did it spark something in you as you think about the new year and how you want to set it up for more joy and success? Does it give you any new direction, or was it simply an affirmation? Yeah, I know I love writing. I want to do as much of it as possible. There have been years when my peak experiences were working on my books. And so I said, okay, the next year I'm going to do, instead of a book taking 3 years, I'm going to do 2 books, right? I am going to do 2 books in 2024. So that's definitely on the joy list. But what opens up for you when you ask yourself this question? Dive into those joy moments, why they were important, and then how could you invest and plan and be intentional about opening space for more of them? So take a moment to put something in the comments and chat so we can inspire each other. Yeah, Christina, that's so interesting. The cord cutting was more significant than you realize. I love doing this exercise because I do get surprised often at what I think was the peak experience and what actually sometimes was the peak experiences. Tolstoy, the famous Russian writer, author of War and Peace and other great works, right? He said that human beings are great at identifying what makes them miserable. They're perfect at it. They can list it all day. Like, this was the worst, and this is how it affected you all. And he said, and they're rubbish. I'm paraphrasing, right? They're rubbish at really identifying a lot of times what makes them happy. Like, what are the most joyful moments? Because sometimes it's not the big showy stuff. It might be something very different. So, Carl, it wasn't just travel or physical activity. There were physical activities in destination spots, Carl. So you're similar to mine, realizing last year being in France on our thought leader adventures. And it was so much more significant than taking a trip, right? So I love that you found that Venn diagram, Carl, of those two things. That's beautiful. Janet, doors closing and letting go, releasing to the future, celebrating family time. Beautiful. Sarah, you shifted from getting started to keep going. Yes, this wasn't a get it started year. It was like commitment year, a devotion year, dedication. You're almost on your book. Look what you've created. Yes, and you'll continue with execution in 24. You got clarity this year. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Anna, yours are love and connection with other people who want to expand immersion events. Yes. So Anna, again, that's why we're going to Italy, right? Exactly. Beautiful. Amy Day, being present, part of a team, being fully expressed, Amy Day, and allowing. Beautiful. These are gorgeous. If any of you watching on YouTube or Instagram want to come in the Zoom room ever, just message care@sarahcannell.com and we'll give you the secret Zoom link. All right, Debbie, more travel, more time with family, creating more art, more immersive experiences. Beautiful. Yeah, Cheryl, exercise because it enabled you to focus on something pain-free. Wow. Incredible as you recover from your surgery. Yep. Yeah, you've had a heroic year, Cheryl. So who is going to take action? Put me in the comments or chat if you are going to think about, as you envision, set goals, do the planning sessions, come to the Action Accelerator. Who is going to look through this lens now? The lens of what really matters most, what really brought you the most joy and success. My life gets better and more joyful every year because of this, because I do this in December. And then I really look and become intentional and even open up if I don't know how to make more of it happen and say, okay, life, universe, I'm available for more immersion, more creative expression, more inspiration, more destination travel with expansive experience. Beautiful. Amazing work. Okay. Well, I hope to see many of you today at 2:00 for the Action Accelerator. If you're not signed up, join us there because you're going to have support all month long to action the visions that are coming forward so that you go in momentum. You go in with more joy, you go in with more success and clarity into the new year. So we're doing that at 2:00 today, and then we'll be back on next Monday in the lounge. Yes, Amy, you're already all signed up. So you'll just get the 1 hour. If you're in Thought Leader Academy or any of our programs, you'll just get the reminder and you will just come right in. All right. See you all later. Have a great, great week. Bye-bye.